Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin continues to be in this sort of sideways range. Bitcoin hasn't really done much today. We just see a lot of sideways action over the last few days. Wanted to start on the daily time frame because here a few things are really noteworthy. First one, my bull market target still points towards 120, 125 to maybe 140k. That will be further refined as we grind higher. We are currently in what I believe is either already wave 5, circle 5 of the larger third wave, or we are still in the fourth. I'm not tracking anything more directly bearish. I will do that below 50,700, but that is still key support. This orange support region has really been the stable element on our chart for the last few months. People getting incredibly bearish already, which is great. Which really is great, because while in the last few months before we started this correction, people were already talking about 500,000, they are now already talking about we go back to 12k. Well, we go to 12k. It's great because when people start to get frustrated, when people start to get bearish, that's exactly when the market either is close to a low or maybe has bottomed already. Yeah, it's that frustration that is so helpful to create further upside eventually. We haven't seen any obvious signs that the bull market is over. Okay, and anybody who says we're not in the bull market hasn't understood that Bitcoin's price literally went up from 16k to basically an all-time high. Okay, I don't know what else this is if it's not a bull market. And I'm only talking about Bitcoin. Altcoins is a separate story. But that's one thing. We're holding above support, so we are obviously in an uptrend, and we're holding above support. So there's no sign that this bull market is over. Yep, when we break below support, it will be. Bitcoin broke recently that trend line. I made you aware of that trend line. Since then, we've been going lower. That was the idea. A trend line break can be a signal for maybe a short trade. Not massive downside since then, but I'm also not using them very often. But there was a trend line, quite relevant, and the price dropped from around about 66k to 63.5. It's not great, but there was a signal. Some people like to use trend lines. There is a very obvious trend line the price is now using to stay in this local downtrend. I'm talking about local downtrend. We're in an overall uptrend, but within this sideways flat correction, which is not unusual, the market is following this downtrend, local downtrend. And I would say my idea is once we see, and this is not necessarily in line with Elliott Wave structures, but obviously it's a different kind of signal, Once we see a break above this trend line, it could be the beginning of the next larger move to the upside. Talking about that red trend line, we've got 3 touch points up here, there, and another one. 3 touch points. So it is quite relevant. Definitely paying attention to that on the daily time frame. The white count allows for the interpretation that we've bottomed already in this wave 4, even though I think price action would be clearer if we really saw another move down into this main support region. Okay, can I promise support will hold? No, but we've had a reaction, several reactions to that support area, and it typically means we're on the right track when that happens. Okay, so we've had that reaction several times. And we haven't, however, seen an impulsive move up since then. We're just moving up and down in corrective price action. And don't forget, if this really is a wave 4, which I assume it is, then a wave 4 can be a triangle. No, I'm not tracking a triangle actively because we don't have enough waves, but we've moved down in 3 waves. We've moved up in 3 waves, and maybe we see a 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up. And we continue to move in this triangle, and then at some point we can break out to the upside when really everybody is super frustrated. I felt that this is really something we need to talk about. So again, no sign the bull market is over. We're doing just normal Bitcoin price action, just sideways correction in a wave 4, completely normal. I know it's boring, a lot of sideways drifting and sliding, but really nothing bearish, okay? At least not when it comes to Bitcoin. There's a Bitcoin video. Now let's go to the smaller time frame chart. By the way, later today I will cover Turbo. Turbo, this video that you voted for, will be published on Twitter, on X only. If you're interested in a Turbo video, then join us here on Twitter, on X. You'll find a link in the description. Once a week, I cover a video on the weekend only on X, and you vote for that. Creates a bit of engagement on Twitter and keeps it all fun while the market is really a little bit slow. So this is the 1 hour chart then, and it shows this potential that a fourth wave might have bottomed here on the 1st of May. Looks at the moment as if this decline isn't finished yet, especially today. Extremely boring. A lot of people have switched off, which is fine. Enjoy your weekend. But we have, from this low on the 1st of May, in the best case, a fifth wave, diagonal, wave 1, wave 2, A, B, C in wave 3, then a 4, then a 5. That's how I track this price action. Makes sense to me. But below 62,540, I assume we're in the yellow count. Again, that would be in some way the clearest pattern, actually, if we get that C wave, a last flush, washout, however you want to call it, and then we can move up from there. But that will only be my view if we get a break below the upper micro support area, because as long as we're holding that, this white scenario definitely has a chance. And in this white scenario, we're currently in a B wave pullback in a third wave. If we now go to the 30-minute chart, then you can see that we have from this swing high, which I'm labeling as an X wave, or maybe would it be here? No, I've got it here for a reason. I've got the A wave up. This is a B wave down. And it's a WXY structure. No? Alternatively, you might say maybe the A wave was 5 waves, but it wouldn't make any difference. Okay. That B wave pullback is an A, B, C structure in itself. And I'm tracking the C wave as an ending diagonal. I don't like this micro price action. It's completely ugly. It's valid. The wave count to the downside is full. We reached all the downside targets, but it looks at the moment as if it might give us one more low. I'm very happy if we don't get one more low. I mean, you know, as soon as we get a break above the upper boundary line of the trend channel, that would be a good signal we are moving up. In addition to breaking that trend line here, I mean, it's probably the same trend line actually. It's just that this one is on daily. That would be a good signal that we're actually starting to move up. And if we get a first 5-wave pattern to the upside, that would already be a good confirmation. But this is only a 3-wave move up so far. As I said in the last video, this resistance area, which is between 64,480 and 64,145, it's not so relevant because I don't have a great read of the microstructure here. So the resistance isn't really too relevant. What is more relevant for me is, do we get a 5-wave move up or not before we see a break below 62,540. So at the moment, one more low is likely, but we're getting closer to that key pivot from where a move up can occur. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.